Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? What we're going to talk about today is what people are seeing and experiencing in everyday life when it comes to being of the prepared mind. And I get sent pictures, videos, and emails. And if you would like to do so, my email's in the description box below. So this first email comes in from a community member, and she said, I hope you're having a beautiful day. I hope your family is doing well. They are. Thank you. Hi, Stormy. She said, I wanted to thank the community member who provided me with a lead on who could be under the fake potato mask. Okay. She said, I did some investigating and found some interesting candidates. I rolled out a few that couldn't possibly be it. So Hilladuck, that's what she said, is out. She loves the power and squawking orders, but she writes with her right hand. She will be shaking her tail feathers behind the scenes. Of course, duck season seems to be an hour past. So she will always be laying an egg somewhere. So I checked out King Char for brains, aka Charles. The one who started the WEF. He is not under the mask yet. I wasn't surprised because he's been busy destroying everything his mom stole. So I, of course, went with looking into Dr. Evil himself, Klaus, not Kringle, aka Schwab. He is not it either, but alas, I found 3 candidates it could be. Now with these 3 being involved with everything, Billy Boy writes with his left hand, and he hasn't that I found yet been in the same room with the fake shake and baked potato. Jacob Rothschild seems to be left-handed, and we know he is involved with everything that's evil going on. Simpsons made a character about him. Did they really? Okay. She said the last one I think is under the mask of Banana or 44. He is around Biden's height, built, and he writes with the left hand. If you were wearing a mask and couldn't see, well, you wouldn't fall for it. Real Potato didn't have these problems back in the day. He was really fit up until this election. I know Potato is crusty, but it is pretty quick decline. Also, trouble reading. Well, wearing a mask, he might not see well either. Yet, they could have been using these incidents to run the Real Potato's life, making us think it's old age or medical conditions. Definitely worked. 2 more people who we know are part of all the clubs and writes with left hands is Clinton and Bush. They are both awful at speaking, never have been as graceful in walking or speaking. All were way too supportive of Biden's campaign. I have never seen such a push for retired presidents before. This is true. So, who does everyone else think it's in the community? Would you stop, please? Someone should call out some names off in the crowd during a Biden speech and see which one he would answer to. Oh, stop it. She said, just remember, if you're calling out Billy Boy's name, you use Henry. That's his real name. Or, no, doctor needs to be added. The only kind of doctor he is death. We need a brave soul. Stormy, would you stop biting me? That's not nice. So she said, we need a brave soul to pull the mask off and save our country. You know what this would mean, right? Everything he signed into law would not be valid. Also, it would prove the election was rigged and that treason has happened. We all must remember that our government is not our friend. They are not working for the people or either side. This is all to show, to distract us and divide us, to bring America down, because a world government cannot exist if we do. I pray to God we are strong. Bring America back to the people and stand with God Almighty. I love you all. Well, thank you, sweetie. I love you too. So here are some screenshots that she sent him, and it's about left-handed presidents of the United States, and then also some pictures to show proof of the left-handedness. Here you go. So this was sent in by a community member. She said, check your freezers. Tyson Food has announced that they are recalling 30,000 pounds of their popular dinosaur-shaped chicken nuggets. The FSIS issued the recall because some of the nuggets may be contaminated with materials, specifically metal pieces. Creepy. Thank you. So here's an email from a community member along with some pictures. She said, look at this. These windmills were built by the indigenous people in 1000 AD in a desolate and windswept area of the desert in ancient Iran. Looking at the engineering and design, there's nothing to catch fire, no birds to migrate through by mistake. Honestly, you would have thought that we could have learned from these people and their construction practices, right? These structures are literally thousands of years old and they're still working. What I love is the design. It's totally environmentally friendly in a way that today's windmills are not. History can be very interesting, and they are. Look at them. They're beautiful. So this was sent in by a community member, and she said that there is a state of emergency that was declared in North Carolina as wildfires burn hundreds of acres. So as I was researching this, it was 431 acre fire in Henderson County, North Carolina. It had already destroyed 2 homes, a cabin, and an outbuilding. County officials said on a social media post on Sunday that they declared the state of emergency. So I don't know if anyone has heard, but the owners of a roofing company has announced that they are having a Thanksgiving special unlike any other that you'll find in Southwest Florida. If you purchase a roof during the month of November, not only will you get a free frozen turkey, but you also get a AR. Yeah, crazy pants. Look. Sure, you've heard the term, when you gotta go, right? All right. Especially, with the little ones that we've got. When you gotta go, Mom. All right. Well, did you know at Disneyland and Disney World, people are literally defecating while waiting in line to get on the rides? It's disgusting. They also have this thing. It's called Code H, and it stands for horse caca. Okay, for when they have the horse-drawn carriages or in the parades or whatnot, they say Code H, and the janitorial services goes and cleans up. Well, now they're using Code H to also clean up after humans. How disgusting, I know. Do you not have anything better to do with your time? Can you not just ask the person in line standing next to you to say, hey, could you please hold my line? I have to go tinkle. No, obviously you're not thinking like that, are you? Because that would be logical. Yeah. And I don't know if you heard about this, but there was a massive fire at a chemical plant in rural Texas on Wednesday that sent a plume of black smoke into the sky as officials closed down a local highway. And they also ordered the residents to shelter in place. So the authorities, they issued a shelter in place for residents within a 1-mile radius of the chemical plant fire in Shepherd. And it's mainly a rural area about 60 miles northeast of Houston. And officials said that the explosion took place at Sound Resource Solutions, which is a company that recycles and repackages various chemicals. And they said that this all happened because of an accident that involved a forklift, and it's under investigation. Now, there was one employee that was hurt. He has minor burns on his body. He was taken to the hospital. He is in stable condition. And he was also released, I think, either that night or the day after. And the initial reports have been indicated that the chemicals involved in the fire were flammable liquids, including possibly diesel and turpentine as well. And so the solvents that are produced in this factory are also used to make glue and paint remover. These are the chemicals that are toxic, and they can cause eye and skin irritation as well. So local authorities, they said to the residents while they're sheltering in place, don't even use your AC units because it can bring the fumes into your house. There's a private school with 31 children that were near the site of the explosion, but they were safely evacuated through a pasture. So that's really good to know. You know, what I have a concern about is this, is that the chemicals that were involved in this fire explosion, if you will, are the type of material that you probably have underneath of your kitchen sink. Yeah, that's the scary part. So here's an email from a community member. She said, these days are unsettling. I agree. She said, the city of Washington, D.C., where I go twice a week because of my son's work activities, have been filled with pro-Palestinian demonstrations lately. And contrary to the news briefs, everyone appears orderly and police seem to have things under control. She said, however, around the world, there are these pro-Palestinian demonstrations. They seem so fervent. Have you ever noticed that there seems to be no pro-Israel demonstrations everywhere? Yes, I have noticed that. I do believe that in New York, there was like pro-Israel on one side of the street, pro-Palestine on the other side of the street, because I do remember that Jason, the angry prepper, had reported on that. She said, I asked my friends and family that are in Chile, Peru, Mexico, and Greece, and they seemed shocked at what I had said. She said, I have to wonder what's going on and what the future will bring. With any luck, we won't be drawn in to participate in a losing battle. Would it be worth it, with the loss of life of our troops? No war is worth it. But you know as well as I do that war makes money. So she said, I'm here wondering what the world will be like if the Palestinians hold their own. What then? I can see the situation resulting in I cannot see the situation resulting in a two-winner outcome. No, you're right. There's no winners. There's, in any war, honestly. She said, if Israel loses, then what happens to the U.S.? World sentiment will not be supportive. If Israel wins, then the global sentiment will be even less supportive. Have we considered that? I think all things have been considered on our end, on the civilian end, on the normal people end. She said possibly boycotts, increased terrorist activity, and a downturn in trade with the U.S., possibly anti-U.S. trade embargoes. Will the U.S. ultimately pay the price for either outcome? I think so, because we are Israel's allies and Israel is our ally. So, like I said, this is a lose-lose situation. There are no winners in anything like this. She said it's sobering. We're participating in the upcoming events knowing that even if we help Israel to win this war, we've lost a never-ending battle with the rest of the world. We will be forced to stand alone. No, I don't think so. I don't think the U.S. will ever stand alone. I really don't. She said we have limited refineries, limited manufacturing, and we need products and food from other countries. Well, that can all change, if the right people were to bring back these things into our country, made in the USA, that type of thing. Yeah. She said, please tell people to prep for the long haul. I find myself worrying that our comfortable world is about to be bounced on its proverbial arse. Yeah, you're right. You are absolutely right, unfortunately. Yeah. And before I go, here's an email from a community member. And she said, I will admit I have never really paid much attention to sales prices in the past. If it was on a sale, I purchased the item and in reference to grocery stores. I'm paying attention now to make sure it's worth buying some of these items. Have sales at the store been around 50 cents cheaper than the regular price in the past? And just tossing a number out there since I have no idea. Lately, I am noticing the sales are like 20 cents off the regular price when they have their sales. I know it's hard to know with inflation if that is another way they are making you think you're getting a good deal or not, or if it's just me noticing it now. No. Now I'm going to give you my opinion, okay? Do you remember, was it like a year ago, 2 years ago, when Aldi was caught? It was Aldi and another grocery store, I believe. They were caught putting up sale prices. And no one ever thinks to look underneath that sale price tag, right? Did you ever just flip that little plastic thing up, you know, and look at what the regular price is? Okay, well, Aldi actually got caught saying that this was a sale price, and someone actually flipped up the little price tag thingy, and the sale price was actually the original price. So, you know, they had gotten into some turmoil over that. You know, they got found out, if you will. Now, with the, you know, 50 cents off and 20 cents off, you know, with things like she was talking about inflation and whatnot, I have my own theory, okay? A store knows weeks ahead of time, and I know this from working in retail, but, you know, I'm going back a long, long time ago. They know weeks ahead of what their sales are going to be for that month or whatever the case may be. So what they'll do is they'll take, like, let's just say a can of chicken noodle soup, okay? And 2 weeks ago it was $1.99. Well, they know that within the next month, they're going to be having a sale on that chicken noodle soup, okay, regardless if it's Campbell's or Progressive or whatever the heck it's called. So what they'll do is they will up the price by penny here, penny there, whatever the case may be, until that sale kicks in. Well, now here's the sale, okay, and it'll say 20 cents off for that can of soup. But if you watch the prices like I do, you'll notice that that 20 cents off only brought it back to the original price that it was last month. So they do this and they fluctuate. The prices are constantly fluctuating. It goes up, it goes down, it goes sideways, it goes right, it goes left, it goes, you know, in a twirl and, you know, whatever. And, you know, and that's when they say, well, if you have our app, here's a coupon. And then you can have a manufacturing coupon on top of the sale price. Okay, but I could have also had that manufacturing coupon and the coupon that's on your website or your app or whatever, and used it 2 weeks ago and got it for the $1.99 with however much the coupons actually take off. But now you're saying, well, now it's only $1.99. But in actuality, they raised that that product, the price 20 cents, then knocked it down to the original price that it was 2 weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? So they're not actually giving you any sale or any deal. They're really not. They're just screwing around with your wallet. That's that's all they're really doing. You know what I mean? So, all right, guys, I'm out of here. I will see you in the next one, okay? You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping. And as always, fearless. Ciao.